Election Day 2016 by MikeyKnutson. Narrated by Frankie Denim. I work for a high-profile, unfavoured candidate who has a chance of receiving your vote today. Due to what I'm about to tell you, I can't reveal who it is. Non-disclosures and such. I'm sure you can understand. What I can tell you is that there's more to this election than what some doctored tax records and planted emails can tell you. Wait, you don't actually believe any of those documents are legitimate, do you? Our campaign staff had those made and spread. We own our politics. We own our _Donald. We own the mainstream media. Every single fact that you think you know, that you think you can believe, has been manufactured by our staff. WikiLeaks is a farce. Sanders was a farce. Johnson was, well, Gary Johnson was a plan that went sour. We fixed that though. Now we've gotten that out of the way, I would like to move on to the more pertinent information that may alter the election depending on who sees this. Our candidate is dangerous. Not in your nuclear codes pressing, causing a war with Russia kind of way. This candidate has killed people, many people, to get to the position they're in. Countries full of people have died for no reason other than the cravings for ultimate power and control. It's been covered up well, and for the most part supported by the powers that run this country. Lately though, we can't control it. Since the primaries began, our candidate has been getting increasingly more violent and unstable. It began in 1945. The idea came up that instead of leaving the election and fate of the country in the hands of the public and a few wisely chosen politicians, we could create the perfect presidents, test tube babies if you will. They could be raised and groomed in a secret at Camp David in the presence of all the greatest powers this country had ever seen. They would learn all the secrets and ideologies and then be put to sleep. Rather a hypnotic sleep that would keep them from being able to access their memories and training until given seats of power. The issue was, with the available technology at the time, while most conspiracy theories were correct in believing we had the technology available that the public wasn't aware of, it wasn't near what we had today in 2016. The manufactured young were a success. They were born healthy, free from defects and racial abnormalities. As they grew, they learned at an amazing accelerated rate. And yet by their teens, our pre-made candidates were stumping them at every logical fallacy. The problems were in the containment facilities. We couldn't keep them locked in. They began fleeing one by one, immersing themselves into the public and out of reach. Some even began dabbling in politics, which made it increasingly hard to deal with them. See JFK. One stayed, however, just one, almost like it wanted to. Needless to say, once the rest of them had escaped, most of our attention and funding was turned towards this one candidate, our last hope, at least until the next batch were done incubating. We taught it everything it needed. We gave it the best upbringing I've ever heard of. Hell, we spoiled the shit out of that thing. It got pretty much anything it wanted, whenever it wanted. It always got its way. We thought it was completely content being our little puppet. Happy even. Until a few years ago. We really thought we had it completely under control. It did everything we told it to, playing all the cards right, climbed the political ladder with the help of its family members, made connections, made promises, even instigated a few carefully chosen scandals to appear more fallible. Not even the American public is stupid enough to trust a perfect candidate. You need your president to have some kind of personality, even if that personality includes some less than savoury aspects. In fact, you really like the scandals, don't you? That dirty underbelly keeps you watching, even while you scoff at the shit show this election year has turned into. You keep crawling back for more, digging deeper, wanting to see what other skeletons your national leaders have in their closets. At your core, you want to be reassured that despite all their power, they're humans, just like you. Thing is, with this candidate, the skeletons aren't figurative. With this one, if you had the misfortune of seeing its true face, you'd have nightmares for the rest of your life. I know from experience. It showed me what it really looked like once. And let me assure you, despite all appearances, that thing is not human. It manifests on the weakness of the human race, sustains itself on the blood of the innocent victims of war. The candidate had a hunger. In our desperation, we gave in. Thousands of people killed just to be used as nourishment for the goddamn beast. You've heard of the bombings. All of a cover-up for it. I know it's wrong. I get it. But I'm just a pawn in this operation. For now, I don't know how much longer I'll be involved after today. Honestly, we should have known, when the rest of them escaped, that they couldn't be controlled as easily as we thought they could. When this candidate stayed behind, passive and submissive, I guess we kind of assumed that the hypnosis took. All that MK Ultra had to be good for something, right? We knew what we were doing. We're part of the fucking US government, right? And now something 70 years in the making would finally come to fruition. We'd be the ones holding the reins when it finally rose to power. None of us knew that it wasn't sleeping. It had never been sleeping. None of us knew that it knew what it really was. For years, it sat under our noses, pretending to be the perfect, obedient child, while really practicing its abilities, growing stronger by the day. But we now know, and it's too late. We made a single assassination attempt. The storm we dealt with after previous attempts was hard, but we still deal with it today. But we knew we needed to do something. One sniper, one bullet. The agent had a clear shot while the candidate was in the backyard of its home. He took it, and it was a clear, definite hit to the chest. The candidate, according to the video transcript from the helmet cam, fell to the ground immediately and was visually confirmed by the agent to be killed. The conference room exploded in the most contained celebration you could ever imagine. The agent moved in to remove the body, per protocol, so it could be replaced with a body double. As he approached the body and knelt next to it to feel for a pulse, the candidate said something to him. The audio isn't clear, but some analysts believe it may have been older Russian. The agent began to seize upon hearing the words. At that moment, the candidate sprung to life and grabbed the agent by the neck, squeezing harder and harder until there was a clear snapping of bones. Then it began to feast. The recovery team only found the camera, gun, some personal memorabilia, and the upper third of the body. If this thing gets elected, if it gets the chance to stand there and speak with the entire country's eyes upon it, you'll know too. Honestly, however it goes today, whoever you vote for, I have a feeling our baby will be the next president. Like I said, it always gets its way, and when it does, I suggest you play it safe. I suggest you avoid all television screens in general on January the 20th, 2017. But even if you can't imagine that, definitely do not tune into its inaugural address. That is when it's going to shed its skin. Thanks for watching. I've been Frankie Denim, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, then please leave a like or subscribe to the channel for future content. See you next time.